Hey guys, this is Cam15 and the Red Wolf, joined again with another review for you guys. And if you're checking the video out for the first time, one of my videos out for the first time, you can also go into the freaking my channel and see that I'm reviewing Sword Art Online. Now, actually, me and my buddy here actually reviewed season 1, 2. We already did a movie review that still needs to be uploaded, and we will review the rest of season 3, or the earlier parts of season 3. But we're here continuing stuff like we're here going to continue the series. Now, my buddy Denzel, the Red Wolf, he is actually a fan of Sword Art Online, so he's been watching since it released, really. So
yeah, or when I first found out about it.
Yeah. So other than that, like I said, what's gonna happen if you actually do want to see my thoughts on the previous season 3 episodes? We'll actually be doing a review sometime next week where we cover the first half of season 3, and then we'll cover the first 12 episodes of season 3. But while the weeks progress for the remaining episodes of this season, I guess of this war arc, we'll just review them one by one, and then obviously we'll put out the first 12 episode reviews. You guys can check that out. Anyways, we're here to talk about Sword Art Online, the newest anime, and if not, the last anime on my freaking, I guess, summer watch anime list. I have this summer season for anime that was in the spring season of anime, but has went on break because of the pandemic, and now it's back here with the craziness of what we're gonna see in this end, I guess the end of this season. So today's episode, it was good. To say that it ended off really abruptly, it just disappointed me.
Yeah, it was too bad. Yeah.
So, anyways, if you guys haven't been on the channel or watched any of my reviews for any TV shows or animes, how I do it is I run through what happened throughout the episode. We talk about the different plot points and how we liked it, and I guess speculate throughout it. And we just give our predictions at the end to see where it goes next. But let's get into the episode. So, as we all remember, as we last off.
And
Go ahead.
I'll help this guy, and I'll help this guy in case he misses some stuff again. So don't worry, guys.
Okay. Anyways, last time we left off, which I believe this anime went on break in like April or May. Last time we left off, Miss Asuna looked like, along with the other people in the carriages, were going to get ambushed by those American players. But then the episode kind of starts off with where we left it off in last time episode. And that is the goddess Sinon showing into the picture, as well as one of my waifus. But obviously, we saw that scene from episode 12. So her and Asuna reunite. They give a nice little hug, and it's a nice little sweet moment and stuff like that. Now, Sinon, go ahead.
No, go on. I have something to say later on.
Okay, now Sinon says there's an abandoned ruin that will help them be able to lure the enemy and ambush them, essentially. And this is when we get to the next scene where Sinon actually asks Asuna, where's Kirito? So they go into the little carriage where Kirito's being held at. The two, girls that we've been seeing, I forgot their names since it's been so long. They kind of get a little bit defensive, but one, they tell Sinon that because of her avatar, obviously she's a goddess like Asuna. Now, I forgot her goddess in-game name, but she's like, no, I'm not that character. I'm
Solis.
Huh?
Solis.
Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Anyways, she goes on to give the same old spiel that Asuna did way back in, I think, episode 11. The fact that she's from Asuna's world and Kirito's world and stuff like that. Now, we get an interesting scene here where Kirito, when he first sees Sinon come up right to his face, he starts to react a bit. He's like, and stuff like that. So she gets on her knees eventually, and she hugs him, And you obviously like. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to talk about. What Sinon did next to him. He just did.
Obviously, the more predictions across almost every sort of online fan at this point is, it seems like the three most important, and I've been saying this actually too, the three most important people in Kirito's life, which were Asuna, who already gave him a hug, Sinon, who we see in this episode, and Leafa or Sugu or whatever you want to call her. They're all gonna have to like get in some form of contact with Kirito for him to snap out of this little mind warp situation. Um, so, anyways, what I'm leading to, after Sinon kind of freaking hugs him, she gives him a little bit of a kiss on the cheek, which,
I'm like, creators, what are you doing?
I know, I guess if you're a Kirito Asuna shipper, you were probably like, no. For the Kirito X Sinon people, I bet you're like, yes. But I saw that. I was like, wow, she kissed him on the cheek right in front of Asuna's face too.
Really, guy? Really? Like, really? Was that necessary? I mean, I'm okay with the hug, but the kiss.
You all right there, buddy?
Are you gonna say anything? Yeah, I'm good. Aren't you gonna say anything?
Okay, yeah, you're the one who's freaking breaking up now. But anyways, yeah, I found it funny, and like now if Alice was definitely there when they first showed up, Alice would have definitely been feeling some sort of way. That's all I can say.
She'd probably attack Sinon the way she attacked Asuna.
Yeah. To say, and also, Kirito's little apprentice girl, she looked like she sounded a little bit jealous, or she gave that implication in her dialogue, saying like she looked jealous, essentially. I was like, oh, so she's a little bit jealous too. I'm like, he's pulling on all the girls. I still feel bad for the red-haired girl because of what happened to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't even get me started. Now, after that, which I'm shocked that Austin didn't even mention the fact that Sinon kissed him. Okay. Um, she, Asuna actually tells Sinon, because Sinon actually tells Asuna that she can fly, which is pretty good for her. And Asuna says, well, if you can fly, can you go chase after Alice to go save her? So Sinon's like, okay, I can do that. And that's the last we see of Sinon in this episode. I do like her goddess design in this. It's actually my favorite design of Sinon in the entire series. So, yeah, I'm good with that.
More than GGO, Sinon?
Yes.
Okie dokie.
Anyways, we then cut to, I guess, one of the bad guys, which is Lilfin. And
Yeah.
If Denzel would like to explain this part.
Okay, so yeah, if you guys watched the previous parts of the SAO Alicization War of the Underworld, Luffin was pretty much forced to sacrifice his wife and most of his people. Well, I think all of his people.
No, it was like, I think it said like 500 or it was either 500 or 1,000 of his men.
Yeah, in order to create some kind of giant mass of life energy, I guess, to attack the other side. And now he's just thinking to himself like, what are we even fighting for and stuff. And that's when he screamed, and then suddenly a certain little goddess falls, and yep, and aka Leafa slash goddess Terria.
I'm just gonna call her Terra. She's the Earth goddess. I think Sinon's the Sky goddess. I forgot what goddess Asuna is.
Asuna is the goddess of creation.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead with what you were saying.
So yeah, Leafa, like she's all cute and all that stuff when she's being all clumsy, and she sees Luffin and like, hello, nice to meet you. And Luffin is all like, you're a human, aren't you? You're one of those humans, aren't you? Why aren't you afraid of me? And Leafa's all like, why would I be afraid of a human and stuff? Luffin, like, I don't know what's going on in his mind, but he decided to take her prisoner, or
What happened?
I
What
guess like,
happened was Leafa, for some stupid reason, or Sugu for some stupid reason, instead of trying to go find Kirito first or finding the other friends, she's like, "Take me to Vecta." And she, I guess, forcefully is taken a prisoner. I guess in her aspect, it's a smart decision to go after him, but at the same time, it's like, don't you want to meet up with your other friends? Okay, go
and
ahead.
that's and that's when a certain THOT shows up and suddenly grabs Leafa in a really weird
Yeah.
position. Uh-huh. And starts, I don't know, I guess absorbing her energy, life energy.
Absorbing her life energy. In other words, Aniplex, I see you fools. I see you fools. You just have to give us everything. You give us our most memorable girls back. But and this time, yeah, you had the first season you had Asuna have that moment where she almost nearly had the really questionable scene. I think Sinon had one questionable scene where somebody was touching up all
Yeah.
on. Oh yes, all up on her. Of course, it never happened to Leafa or Sugu. Now we give it to Sugu. So not to say that my thing on those questionable scenes when it comes to some of our favorite main girl characters being in damsel distress roles where they're being, I guess you can say, abused or assaulted by another character, whether it's a guy or a girl. Do we need to see those all the time or from time to time? No, we don't. I envision that in only a few more weeks, we're going to see Alice getting the same treatment by Vecta.
It's hard to picture that due to the fact that she's wearing so much armor. But yeah.
Trust
Okay.
me, the girl pulled off her frickin' pulled off Leafa's chest plate, so I can see a questionable Alice scene coming on where the guy's getting so desperate. Vector's getting so desperate. He's, give me it, give me the goods. You know.
Well, Cameron, I think I warned you before you started watching SAO. Like, they warned there are some scenes that you should watch out for. So
Oh well, I was just saying that.
watch it if you want. But
Okay, I was just saying that in terms of this, the general public of Sword Art Online, they might not like that. They're like, really give us this. I guess I won't say the words, but you know what I mean, type of scene, the R scene. But yeah. Anyways, they in this thing, DI is kind of defaming and criticizing Lil Finn and saying you're not human, you're just essentially a pig. You're something on the ground that eats dirt, essentially. And she tells him, like, yo, take your clothes off and bow down and essentially like eat the dirt. Like you're my slave, essentially. And Leafa, she's like, don't do it, don't do it. And then that's when we get another one of these characters in this virtual world who has the eye system call thing popping up. And, he's fighting the fact of what Lil Finn's fighting the fact of what he should do. Like, and this is him doing like mid taking his clothes off.
mm-hmm.
So he's struggling. He's like, should I? I'm not human. I'm just a pig. I'm just an animal essentially. In the meantime, he's struggling. Like, should he attack? But then,
I am human, and that's when his eye finally bursted, and he attacks the THOT, and then she drops Leafa, and then decides pretty much abuse Lupin and stuff until Leafa has her badass moment, and then she slays her.
which totally makes up for the scene they made her in the damsel in distress. I actually kind of probably would have been more pissed off if they had Leafa kill the dude, kill Di, and Leafa puts no effort into it. But this totally makes up for what happened. So I guess you can say, Leafa, don't trust anybody now. Be more aware of your surroundings, please, and thank you. I will say, out of all the girl questionable scenes, she does the best job in retaliating. Sinan's probably second, with Asuna being dead last, because let's be real, they totally made her the damsel in distress way back in season 1 when it came to that thing. Season 2, when it happened to Sinan, she defended herself to a point until Kirito later showed up. But Leafa here, thank goodness they didn't have like somebody show in the last second and save her. Now Leafa did assist her a bit, but she got the finishing blow. So yeah.
Honestly, I don't see how Asuna in her position would be able to retaliate, because that was quite a position that she was in.
Yeah. So anyways, we cut to Alice's uncle who's on the chase. Or Denzel, if you want to say the name, because I forgot his name too.
Wait, Luffin's who? Oh, Berkeley.
Yeah, Vergily. He's chasing after Vecta. Huh?
Berkeley.
Anyways, Alice's uncle,
okay, go on.
is chasing after Vecta. So he does his sword move because he can't catch up to Vecta. So he cuts off one of Vecta's dragon's wings off, which was pretty cool. Vecta lands and he's just standing there, just waiting for him to come. And I guess you can say he's pulling, what is it? Alice's uncle is pulling a One Piece skywalk thing. I don't know what he's doing here, but he's literally walking on air. And he goes in for the attack. He does a slash. It barely does any damage to Vecta. So then he gets on equal footing. And this is the part where it just got scary and crazy. He's about to go in for another attack. But in the meantime, Vecta kind of puts him in some kind of, well, actually even before that, he does this move, and this circular, I guess, sword move, and Vecta's just blocking it with his hands. Easy.
Yeah. And then later on, he starts doing some kind of, he's trying to pull off I don't know, he starts to mess with Berkeley's mentality. I don't know.
His conscience, where he just makes him stop fighting in that instant, and he has no way to even move, and then he just gets hit.
Yeah.
Point. Say that again.
Yeah, and then to the point where Berkeley already lost his arm.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And then also Vecta's eyes, they went from the white eye shading in his eyeballs to black and blue. And that was huh?
Yeah, I already mentioned this to Cameron before, but I guess it's safe to assume that Berkeley is kind of screwed.
Oh, I think without a doubt it's a thing that I think he might die. If not, unless Sinan shows up at the last second, because Sinan is going after them. So who knows? Anyways, the last few minutes of this episode, sadly, is Asuna essentially being a beast like she always has been. The one old crazy guy who knows her SAO name, who's stalking her essentially, saying, "Oh, she moves just like she did. I want to kill her so damn bad." So in the meantime, go ahead.
That's where I'm starting to be careful, Asuna. Don't let a creep like that get you.
So anyways, Asuna in the last few seconds of the episode, she's taking out some of the American players and stuff like that. What I actually did find freaking hilarious, because me and Denzel were actually watching this together. Now, I did not know that they do this in the sub version, but if you watch today's SAO episode, I found it hilarious how the fact that when the American players are talking in the Japanese version, they legit speak American in the subs. They have Japanese subtitles at the bottom for the Japanese people to read because they don't understand American English. And I just found that so funny. I was like, wow, that's hilarious. I was like, well done, well done. So Asuna, she's obviously like bleeding from her forehead like crazy. And then the last thing, it looks like there's this gang of American players looking like she's gonna have to take them all on by herself. Next thing you know, another character from the heavens just shows up, and we see it's Klein. And then episode over. I kid you not, literally episode over.
That was really abrupt.
As you see,
yeah, that was really
players just descending into the dark territory, and episode literally ends with Klein just turning around and smiling at her, and then boom, over, end credits. I'm like, kid you not, I was watching this. I'm like, that was the most abrupt ending to any anime episode I've ever watched in my life. There was like no triumphant music or nothing. It was just boom, over, ending. I'm like, I literally had to check my time. I was like, wait, there's no way that episode's over. That episode went too fast.
How long was that episode actually? I don't.
Every anime episode is 24 minutes long.
Then in that case, it just felt short. We were just at the heat of the moment.
If I will say this, the episode was really good today. I just say the episode. I think it's because when you get back into it, it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like things are slowing down, and it just ended like that quickly. Like literally, if you watch the episode again, it was within a snap of the finger in terms of how fast this episode went. Like I said, it was still a good episode, even though the abrupt ending was kind of abrupt, and I did not like it. But hey, it just keeps the user entertained. So Aniplex, you're doing a good job. Good job. I guess the only other thing we can talk about is the opening and ending. They give a new opening and ending. If you don't want to get spoiled for what's, I guess, expected to come, because they do show Kirito reawakening in this scene, don't watch the opening.
Oh.
Even though technically we all know Kirito's going to wake up at the last second.
Mm-hmm. It's already shown in the trailer, so it wouldn't really be much spoilers.
Yeah, so yeah. And then the ending, it was pretty good. I think the ending is the opening song of season 3, part 1, from what I believe, and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting. Where our predictions lay and what's going to happen next. My predictions is we're going to see all our favorite characters from Aincrad show up to help Asuna and the others. That means the other fairy guild members and stuff like that. We're going to see Silica and Liz, Agil. Obviously Klein's there. We'll probably see some many more moments. It would be interesting if we see the one Yuki gang from season 2 actually show up. That would be interesting, but that's really it in terms of characters. We could also see maybe some GGO characters too, but I don't think we will.
Do you know who I would find interesting? Do you know who I would find interesting who might show up?
Who?
AG. I don't know why. But I have a feeling. I have a gut feeling that he might show up.
Well, who knows?
I know you're skeptical, and I know, yeah, he was like the antagonist of all that. But I think I remember that one scene from the previous part of the War of the Underworld. Like I did see someone in a hood. I don't really know who that is, but I feel like it's Seiji.
I don't think that's him. I think it's the crazy dude.
Nah. No, it's not him.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I'm just making crazy assumptions.
Yeah, it's a prediction. But yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. The others are gonna get into the fight. It's gonna even things out. I guarantee you also Xenon. I guess the next part of the episode will be Xenon finally, I guess, catching up to Vecta and confronting him. Probably not gonna end pretty well for her. In terms of what Leafa does, maybe she'll meet up with Asuna and I guess reunite with Kirito at the last second. And then she'll go on to fight. And then, yeah, that's my predictions for next week. I forgot what the next week's title is called. It was called something. But yeah, this episode was good. We enjoyed it, and we're glad that SAO is back. And I guess you can say the fact that SAO is back in terms of animes that have been on break or hiatus because of the pandemic, it's over. So anime season here in the summer is literally a go. You have no, actually, the one last anime that's supposed to come off of break is Food Wars, which I believe comes out next week. But other than that, this summer, for anime, you got Rent a Girlfriend. One Piece came back a few weeks ago. It's still going on. SAO came back. ReZero. You have a bunch of animes. The God of High School. What a time to be an anime fan right now. Honestly, looking back at it now, I'm glad we kind of got these delays because now we just got an abrupt plate of animes just to watch. So yeah, and then plus with animes, especially coming down the later like Daimachi and even Dr. Stone that I can't wait for. It's just great to be an anime fan at this time. So yeah, so till then, guys, we're gonna get out of here. So we'll see you guys next week for episode 14's review. So this has been Camfrey15.
And the Red Wolf.
If you like the video, leave a like, put in the comments your predictions for any future predictions, as well as how do you think Kirito will wake up. And also hit that subscribe button to get more Sword Art Online content. We will actually be uploading Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale the movie next week. So if you want to check out our thoughts on that, subscribe. So till then, guys, we're going to get out of here. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace and stay safe out there.